Hello world, I'm Miyah Sundermeyer, and I would like to welcome you to the latest episode of my blog series. So far, I have been able to share my own experiences with you guys on what it's like for me to live with Asperger's syndrome. A second thing that I do is I like to give my 2 cents on what's going on with autism in the media. A third area that I enjoy is providing tips and advice to anybody inside the autism community, such as the self-advocates themselves to their families and their friends. And finally, talking about things that I'm passionate about that are not autism related. And before I dive into tonight's topic, I'm going to recommend this great YouTube video through a resource of blogs and podcasts known as Speaking Geek. And the name of the video is called Reacting and Responding, and it's put on by none other than my favorite self-advocate and spokesperson for the Asperger community, Jennifer O'Toole. And she came up with a really snarky way to deal with people that are bullies to us and that they make fun of us and put us down. And so she came up with a really funny line of words that throws the other party off. And in her own words, she came up with purple tuna fish. So please be sure to check those out because I think that's really great. And it's a way of handling a situation in a nice way without being nasty right back. And what I would like to do is provide tips and advice on being rejected and how to handle it. And the first thing I'm going to do is talk about a story that I recall when I was 7 and 8 years old by a series of life lessons through a series called Dussel the Dolphin. And it was a book on tape type of a deal with giant flashcards with pictures, and this Dussel character would often tell the story. And I would like to do is talk a little bit about a story that I recall. And basically, there was one about 2 girls that were turned down by 2 different groups of people, and they didn't want them around due to the fact that they had this trait or that trait, and they didn't want them in their groups. And it starts off where both of the girls were very sad, and one of them was crying, and the other one was disappointed, and they both find these boxes which are, quote, clean, dry, and empty. And one of the girls gets inside of the box and just lays there and cries for a while because her feelings are hurt. And the second one decides that she's going to take that empty box and turn it into a house and take a boulder nearby and turn it into a table and an empty jar and pick some flowers and turn it into a vase and make it like a little house. And both of the girls get called home for dinner, and the first girl is mad because she has to leave her own space. And the second girl decides to brighten up and enjoy her time alone and not let the situation get to her. And what I would like to do first and foremost is recommend to you guys that, yes, I know it's painful when people refuse to let us sit at their tables or refuse to let us into our groups. And it's okay to have those feelings and acknowledge that you have them, but know too that you can't let other people get to you all the time, and note as well that you have a choice. You can either continue to be bitter about being rejected and have a tantrum, and you can make other people around you miserable that do like you, or you can have a choice to embrace those people or embrace that time alone the way that the other girl did. And I think that's something that we all need to work on. Yes, I've been rejected many times. I mean, I haven't had issues with being told that I can't sit at the table. For me, it's more of down the lines of people not wanting me around because I, quote, dominate the conversation, or because I was too hyper for their situations, or because other people assume things about me that were not true. And though I was very sad about that, I had to learn how to handle the situation in a positive light and not throw a temper tantrum and not try to punish the other party. So, anyway, if you have any questions or comments of what you just saw, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and comment below, and share this with your peers and your mentors and with anybody in your school and with your coworkers. And also be sure to watch this video anytime you want, whenever you feel rejected. Until next time, I'm Miyah Sundermeyer.